Welcome to Love Science Today, the podcast where we explore modern relationships through psychology, sociology, philosophy, and real human behavior. Here we study attraction, intimacy, boundaries, and emotional safety in the age of digital connection. If you want to understand love on a deeper level, you are in the right place. Let us begin. Today's episode is titled, The Power Dynamic: Who Cares Less, Controls More. You felt it before. The imbalance, the hesitation, the subtle, quiet shift in control. One person is intensely invested, the other is comfortably detached, and somehow, the one who cares less seems to hold all the power. In this deeper, more incisive episode of Love Science Today, we unpack the hidden power dynamics in romantic relationships, how emotional investment, attachment theory, and perception quietly determine who leads and who follows. You will learn the principle of least interest and why power in relationships is tied to emotional leverage. The psychology behind the painful truth: the one who cares less has control. How the anxious avoidant trap naturally creates a severe power imbalance. The critical difference between healthy autonomy and defensive emotional detachment. The subconscious ways people give away their power in the early stages of dating. How to rebalance a lopsided relationship using the matching energy protocol. Why true love requires a surrender of power, not a monopoly on it. If you have ever felt like you were too invested while the other person held all the cards, this episode will help you understand exactly what is happening beneath the surface and how to take your power back. I want you to think about a relationship where you felt like you were constantly walking on eggshells. You analyzed every text before you sent it. You monitored their mood to see if it was a good day to bring up a heavy topic. You felt a constant, low-level anxiety that if you made one wrong move, they would disappear. Now I want you to think about how they acted. Did they seem anxious? Did they seem worried about losing you? Or did they seem entirely comfortable, relaxed, and perfectly fine with long stretches of silence? You were experiencing something that we rarely talk about out loud. You were experiencing a power deficit. Welcome back to Love Science Today. In this space, we go beyond what love feels like, and we examine what it actually does to us. I am your host, Kehinde Ojo. Today, we are talking about something subtle, uncomfortable, and undeniably powerful: the power dynamic in relationships. Whether you realize it or not, whether you like it or not, every single relationship has an emotional economy. Today, we are going to look at why the person who is most willing to walk away usually dictates the terms of the relationship, how you might be unconsciously giving your power away, and how to build a connection rooted in equality rather than silent control. Let us get into it. Let us start with a sociological theory. In 1937, a sociologist named Willard Waller coined a concept called the principle of least interest. The principle states that in any relationship, the person who is least interested in continuing the relationship holds the most power. When we say power in a romantic context, we are not talking about dominance. We are not talking about abuse or control in a malicious sense. We are talking about emotional leverage. Power is about who can tolerate distance more easily, who needs the validation of the connection less, who sets the pace of how often you see each other. Ultimately, who is more willing and more able to walk away if things get difficult. The person who needs the relationship more will naturally compromise more. They will bend their boundaries to accommodate the other person. They will suppress their needs to keep the peace. And automatically, without a single word being spoken, the one who cares less becomes the one who controls more. Think of a relationship as an emotional exchange system, an economy. In a healthy relationship, the economy is balanced. I invest time, you invest time. I reveal a vulnerability, you reveal a vulnerability. We are both equally invested, which means we are both equally exposed to the risk of heartbreak. But when the economy becomes imbalanced, the power shifts. If person A starts giving 80% of the affection, planning 80% of the dates, and doing 80% of the emotional labor, they become highly invested. Because they are highly invested, they have more to lose. They become emotionally dependent on the outcome of the relationship. Person B, who is only investing 20%, has very little to lose. If the relationship ends, person B is mildly inconvenienced, If the relationship ends for person A, it is a catastrophic loss. Vulnerability is a beautiful thing, but vulnerability without mutuality creates a terrifying imbalance. When you expose your neck to someone who is wearing full emotional armor, you are completely at their mercy. How do these imbalances form so quickly? The answer almost always lies in attachment theory. Let us look at the classic pairing, the anxious partner and the avoidant partner. The anxious partner views closeness as survival. They invest quickly. They seek constant reassurance. They feel dependent on the connection to regulate their own nervous system. The avoidant partner views independence as survival. They hold emotional distance. They value autonomy above all else, and they withdraw under pressure or perceived demands. When these two meet, the dynamic is set immediately. The anxious partner pursues to alleviate their anxiety. The avoidant partner pulls back to alleviate their anxiety. Unintentionally, the avoidant partner gains all the power. Why? Because the avoidant partner's coping mechanism, distance, is exactly what the anxious partner fears the most. The avoidant partner holds the ultimate trump card, silence. They control the temperature of the room simply by doing nothing. Let us look at a real-world example. Let's talk about Ethan and Chloe. Chloe was deeply invested in Ethan from month one. She texted him good morning. She planned their weekend getaways. She openly expressed how much she liked him. Ethan liked Chloe, but he kept his cards close to his chest. He responded warmly, but he rarely initiated. He never talked about the future. At first, Chloe told herself she was just being proactive. She told her friends, "He is just a bit shy. I don't mind taking the lead." But by month 6, it had calcified into a massive imbalance. Ethan responded, but he didn't lead. Chloe felt constantly anxious. She was overanalyzing everything, wondering if he was going to leave. And Ethan? Ethan was perfectly comfortable. He had all the benefits of a loving girlfriend, with zero of the emotional risk. The relationship was being entirely maintained for him. When Chloe finally broke down and asked for more effort, Ethan looked confused and said, "I thought things were great. You are putting too much pressure on this." He held the power because he was perfectly willing to let it end, rather than change his behavior. Here is a deeper psychological layer we need to uncover. People often look at the Ethans of the world and think, "Wow, they are so confident. Power comes from not caring." But that is an illusion. There are two very different types of not caring. One, healthy detachment, self-assured independence. This person does not cling because they are deeply secure in themselves. They want a partner, but they do not need a partner to survive. If someone leaves, they will grieve, but their identity will not collapse. Their power comes from true self-worth. 2. Defensive detachment, avoidance. This person does not cling because they are terrified of intimacy. They keep people at arm's length because they believe that if someone gets too close, they will be engulfed or abandoned. Their power comes from an emotional fortress built out of fear. Both look similar on the surface. They both look like playing it cool, but one is rooted in peace and the other is rooted in trauma. Do not confuse emotional unavailability with strength. You rarely lose your power in a dramatic argument. You give it away in tiny, almost invisible moments in the early stages of dating. You give it away through over-investing too early, giving boyfriend/girlfriend privileges to someone who hasn't even deleted their dating apps, ignoring your own needs, agreeing to keep it casual when you actually want a commitment, just to keep them around, accepting inconsistency when they cancel on you twice and you still cheerfully agree to a third date without saying a word, seeking validation instead of observing behavior. When you are so focused on making them like you that you forget to ask if you actually like them. Power shifts quietly. It shifts through accepted patterns, not dramatic moments. If you realize you are currently holding the short end of the stick, how do you take your power back? Here is your protocol for rebalancing the dynamic. 1. Match energy, don't chase it. Stop over-functioning. If they give a level 3 effort, you give a level 3 effort. Do not give a level 10 effort hoping it will inspire them to match you. Give in exact proportion to what you receive. 2. Stay rooted in self-worth, the anchor. Your value does not fluctuate based on how fast they reply to a text message. You must build a life so full of purpose, friends, and joy that a romantic partner is an addition to your life, not the foundation of it. 3. Be willing to walk away, the ultimate power. You cannot negotiate from a position of weakness. If you are terrified of losing them, you have already lost. You must genuinely accept that walking away from someone who does not meet your needs is better than staying and starving. 4. Communicate without over-attaching. State your needs clearly, but detach from their reaction. Say, I need more consistency in communication. If they get defensive or refuse, you do not argue. You observe the data and you adjust your investment accordingly. 5. Choose mutual investment. Stop dating potential. Stop dating the idea of who they could be if they just tried harder. Date reality. Choose people who are standing right beside you, holding their oar, ready to row. I want you to take your journal out tonight. Be brutally honest with yourself. Do I currently feel like an equal in my relationship, or do I feel dependent on their mood? Am I over-giving, over-planning, or over-accommodating just to maintain the connection? What actually happens when I stop initiating? Do they step up, or does the relationship disappear? Do I feel actively chosen by this person, or do I feel like I am just being tolerated? I want to leave you with this final thought. Power in a healthy relationship is not about who wins. It is not about who cares the least. It is about surrender. It is about two people looking at each other, acknowledging the immense power they have to hurt one another and consciously choosing to put their weapons down. Real love does not create a hierarchy. It does not create imbalance. Real love creates alignment. This is Love Science Today. I am Kehinde Ojo. Until next time, don't fight for power, choose balance. Thank you for listening to Love Science Today. I hope this episode gave you something meaningful to think about. If you learned something, share it with someone who may benefit. Remember that love is not random. It is a pattern you can understand and choose with intention. Join me again for the next episode as we continue exploring the science and soul of real connection. Stay thoughtful, stay open, take care of your heart.